In a shocking revelation that's shaking the music industry, Drake and 21 Savage have reportedly been caught buying what is being called the largest volume of bots in music history. Sources close to the situation claim that the streaming numbers and chart positions of several recent releases were artificially inflated, raising serious questions about authenticity, ethics, and the future of digital music consumption. Fans, industry insiders, and critics alike are scrambling to process the news, with social media erupting in outrage, disbelief, and heated debate. According to insiders, the scheme allegedly involved thousands of automated accounts designed to repeatedly stream tracks, boosting play counts across multiple platforms. While the use of bots in music marketing is not unheard of, the sheer scale reportedly involved in this case is unprecedented. Industry analysts are warning that such tactics not only distort charts but also undermine the credibility of streaming platforms and the artists who compete fairly. Reactions from the music community have been swift. Some fans are defending the artists, claiming that streaming culture has become a competitive battlefield where numbers are everything. Others argue that if these allegations are true, it represents a betrayal of trust, potentially damaging careers and reputations built over decades. Meanwhile, social media has amplified the story, with clips, memes, and discussions fueling a narrative that blends scandal, curiosity, and outrage. Experts suggest that the fallout could be far-reaching. Investigations by streaming platforms, potential chart corrections, and public backlash may not only affect Drake and 21 Savage, but also set a precedent for how digital manipulation in the music industry is policed moving forward. This story isn't just about numbers. It's about credibility, influence, and the very way music success is measured in the streaming era. In this article, we'll break down the details of the alleged bot purchases, explore the potential impact on charts and fan perception, and examine how the music industry is responding to what might be one of the most significant scandals in recent history. The revelation that Drake and 21 Savage may have used bots on an unprecedented scale has sent shockwaves through the music industry. Sources close to the situation claim that thousands, potentially hundreds of thousands, of automated accounts were allegedly used to stream their recent releases repeatedly, artificially inflating play counts on major streaming platforms. While the use of bots is not entirely new in the industry, the scale reportedly involved in this case is staggering, making it potentially the largest known instance in music history. For fans, insiders, and competitors, this development raises questions about the integrity of charts, the fairness of competition, and the authenticity of streaming numbers in the digital age. Industry insiders say the alleged scheme was meticulously orchestrated. Automated accounts were reportedly programmed to play songs at precise intervals, creating the appearance of organic listening trends. By doing so, tracks could climb the charts faster, appear on algorithmically driven playlists, and generate buzz that might have otherwise taken months of traditional promotion. In an era where streaming numbers directly impact revenue, social influence, and brand opportunities, the temptation to manipulate metrics has become significant. But experts warn that the risks, including reputational damage, platform bans, and potential legal consequences, are equally high. Fans were quick to respond once rumors began circulating. Social media feeds filled with disbelief, outrage, and heated debates. Some defended the artists, pointing to the competitive nature of modern music streaming and arguing that chart manipulation has been an unspoken reality for years. Others condemned the alleged actions, asserting that such practices undermine the efforts of artists who rely solely on organic engagement and honest promotion. On TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, videos and memes began circulating that highlighted the supposed bot activity, turning the story into a viral phenomenon that extended beyond just the music community. Music industry analysts note that the alleged bot activity could have serious ramifications. Streaming platforms, which rely on accurate data to curate playlists and rank charts, may conduct investigations to verify the legitimacy of plays. If bots were indeed used, platforms may adjust numbers, remove inflated streams, or even take punitive action against the accounts associated with the activity. Such measures would not only impact chart positions but could also affect contracts, promotional campaigns, and revenue streams tied to streaming performance. The controversy highlights a growing tension in the music industry, the intersection of digital innovation, competition, and ethics. Beyond the numbers, public perception has also emerged as a major factor. For high-profile artists like Drake and 21 Savage, credibility and trust with fans are invaluable. Allegations of artificial streaming raise concerns about authenticity, potentially eroding fan loyalty. Some fans have already expressed frustration online, suggesting that chart dominance achieved through bots diminishes the value of accomplishments earned through organic engagement. Conversely, supporters argue that in the streaming era, algorithms and competition create pressures that make such tactics almost inevitable, and the focus should remain on the music itself rather than the metrics. Legal experts suggest that while using bots may not always constitute a direct violation of law, there could be implications under consumer protection, digital fraud, or platform-specific regulations. With multiple streaming services potentially involved, and with charts influencing lucrative endorsement deals, the ramifications could be extensive. Lawyers specializing in entertainment law are reportedly monitoring the situation closely, as any formal action could set a precedent for how artificially inflated streams are treated in the future. The scandal also underscores a broader issue within the modern music ecosystem, the increasing reliance on data-driven metrics to measure success. Plays, streams, and algorithmic recommendations have become as important as talent, marketing, and creativity. For artists, the pressure to compete in a system where numbers can dictate visibility and income is immense. The Drake and 21 Savage situation serves as a cautionary tale for the industry, illustrating both the opportunities and the potential pitfalls of manipulating digital metrics in an era dominated by streaming analytics. As the investigation unfolds, the story continues to dominate conversations online and in media coverage. Viral posts, commentary videos, and interviews with insiders have amplified the controversy, ensuring that the topic reaches audiences far beyond the immediate fan base. Every development, from potential platform investigations to statements from industry figures, is dissected in real time, making it clear that the impact of this scandal extends beyond the charts to the credibility of artists, the integrity of platforms, and the culture of streaming itself. Ultimately, the alleged bot activity involving Drake and 21 Savage represents a turning point in the conversation about fairness, authenticity, and accountability in the music industry. Whether the allegations are confirmed or disputed, the scandal has already ignited debates about the ethics of streaming practices, the pressures of digital success, and the responsibilities of high-profile artists to maintain trust with fans and the industry alike. Jacksonville, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube are all buzzing with reactions, reflecting the global attention and high stakes involved in this unprecedented controversy. The fallout from the alleged bot scandal involving Drake and 21 Savage has reverberated across the music industry, sparking heated debates among artists, fans, and industry insiders. The revelation that thousands of automated accounts may have been used to inflate streams on multiple platforms has called into question the legitimacy of chart positions, playlist placements, and overall influence in the streaming era. For competing artists, the news has been particularly striking, as many who rely solely on organic engagement feel that the rules of the game have been unfairly tilted. Industry insiders say that the scale of the alleged operation is unprecedented. While smaller-scale bot use has been suspected in the past, few cases have reportedly involved a network capable of impacting global chart positions so significantly. Analysts suggest that the strategic deployment of bots could have artificially elevated Drake and 21 Savage tracks on both major streaming services and algorithm-driven playlists. These placements, in turn, increased visibility, garnered higher engagement, and contributed to further organic plays, creating a cycle where artificial inflation could blend seamlessly with legitimate listener activity. Competitors and peers have reacted with a mixture of outrage and incredulity. Many artists have taken to social media to express frustration, arguing that the use of bots undermines the integrity of the music industry. Comments range from calls for streaming platforms to investigate the alleged activity to criticisms of a culture that prioritizes numbers over artistry. On Instagram and Twitter, threads dissecting alleged stream anomalies have gone viral, with fans and analysts alike examining week-over-week chart jumps, streaming spikes, and suspicious patterns of engagement. The debate has not only focused on the ethics of the alleged bot use but also on the broader implications for fair competition in the digital music economy. Streaming platforms themselves are reportedly monitoring the situation closely. Executives are said to be analyzing patterns of plays, account behavior, and listener data to determine whether artificial activity may have influenced rankings. While the platforms have not publicly confirmed any specific findings, insiders suggest that these investigations could result in retroactive adjustments to streaming counts, removal from curated playlists, or other measures designed to preserve chart integrity. Such actions would have far-reaching implications, potentially affecting artist revenue, endorsement deals, and industry credibility. Fans have played a significant role in amplifying the controversy. Social media has become a forum for real-time discussion, memes, and analysis, as users debate the legitimacy of the streams and share screenshots, graphs, and commentary. Some fans defend Drake and 21 Savage, citing the intense competition in today's streaming landscape and arguing that the industry pressures artists to maximize visibility. Others view the allegations as a betrayal of trust, emphasizing that chart success should reflect genuine listener engagement rather than manipulation. The divide in public opinion has made the story a viral sensation, ensuring that media outlets, influencers, and casual observers remain engaged. Music critics have also weighed in, highlighting how the alleged scandal exposes systemic issues in the streaming era. The focus on metrics such as total streams, playlist inclusions, and viral potential has created incentives for manipulation, they argue, while simultaneously complicating efforts to assess true popularity or artistic merit. Some analysts suggest that the Drake and 21 Savage case could serve as a wake-up call for the industry, prompting platforms and artists to reevaluate how success is measured and incentivized. Legal perspectives have added another layer to the debate. While the use of bots may not constitute a criminal offense in all jurisdictions, experts note that platforms' terms of service, consumer protection laws, and contractual obligations could introduce significant consequences. If verified, the activity could lead to adjustments in chart reporting, withholding of royalties, or scrutiny of endorsement agreements. Lawyers and industry consultants are reportedly monitoring the situation closely, as it could set a precedent for how artificially inflated streams are treated in the future. Meanwhile, media coverage continues to shape public perception. Outlets across social media, music blogs, and news platforms have reported on alleged evidence, insider accounts, and fan reactions, creating a feedback loop that amplifies the narrative. Analysts note that in the modern music ecosystem, public perception can be just as impactful as actual streaming numbers, influencing brand partnerships, ticket sales, and overall cultural relevance. As conversations continue, the controversy surrounding Drake and 21 Savage highlights a broader tension in the industry, the balance between digital innovation, competitive pressures, and ethical responsibility. The story underscores how streaming metrics, which were once simply a measure of popularity, now play a decisive role in defining success, shaping careers, and determining cultural influence. Artists, platforms, and fans are all grappling with the implications, making it clear that this incident could have lasting effects on the music landscape. Ultimately, the alleged bot activity is more than just a numbers game. It's a moment that exposes the vulnerabilities, pressures, and ethical dilemmas inherent in today's streaming-driven music industry. The fallout will likely continue to unfold, influencing how artists engage with platforms, how fans perceive credibility, and how the industry as a whole navigates the increasingly complex relationship between technology, metrics, and artistry. The alleged bot scandal involving Drake and 21 Savage has not only rocked the charts but also intensified scrutiny on how streaming numbers are tracked, verified, and interpreted. Industry insiders say that platforms are conducting deep dives into play patterns, account activity, and algorithmic anomalies to determine whether artificial streaming influenced chart positions or playlist placements. While streaming platforms have historically dealt with smaller-scale manipulations, the sheer volume reportedly associated with these artists makes this case unprecedented. Analysts suggest that the findings could lead to significant adjustments in rankings, retroactive corrections of stream counts, and even changes in how data is monitored going forward. The controversy has sparked heated debates among competing artists and their management teams. Many musicians, particularly those who have relied solely on organic engagement, express frustration at what they perceive as an uneven playing field. Social media posts from various artists hint at resentment, highlighting the competitive pressure to maintain relevance and visibility in a landscape where numbers can make or break careers. The conversation is not just about ethics. It is about survival in a market where chart placement and playlist inclusion directly influence streaming revenue, media attention, and career longevity. Fans have become central players in the unfolding drama. Across platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, users dissect streaming data, share screenshots of chart spikes, and analyze listening patterns for signs of artificial activity. Memes and commentary videos spread rapidly, amplifying the narrative and drawing more attention to potential anomalies. Some fans defend Drake and 21 Savage, arguing that in the streaming era, artists must be strategic to compete, and the industry has always had unspoken rules about promotion. Others accuse them of undermining the authenticity of music culture, arguing that real talent should triumph without digital manipulation. This divide has fueled virality, keeping the story in trending feeds and national conversations. Music critics have weighed in as well, emphasizing that the scandal reflects systemic issues in the modern music ecosystem. Algorithms, curated playlists, and social media virality have created incentives for inflating numbers, they argue, making it increasingly difficult to distinguish genuine engagement from artificial influence. Some suggest that the controversy could prompt platforms to introduce stricter verification methods, implement anti-bot technology, or revise how charts are calculated. In the wake of these developments, industry leaders are re-evaluating how success is defined and measured in a digital-first music landscape. Legal perspectives add another layer of complexity. While buying bots may not directly violate criminal law, contractual obligations, platform policies, and consumer protection laws could come into play. If verified, the activity could affect royalty calculations, endorsement deals, and even contractual clauses tied to performance metrics. Lawyers specializing in entertainment law note that this case could set a precedent, influencing how artificially inflated streams are handled in future disputes. The implications extend beyond the artists involved, signaling to the entire industry that platform oversight and transparency are increasingly critical. The media frenzy surrounding the scandal has amplified its significance. Coverage across news outlets, music blogs, and social media commentary has created a cycle where public perception drives attention as much as actual evidence. Analysts note that in today's music industry, perception often carries as much weight as data, influencing brand partnerships, collaborations, and cultural relevance. Even before formal investigations are concluded, the narrative has already shaped the conversation about ethics, authenticity, and the pressures of streaming-driven success. Meanwhile, both Drake and 21 Savage have remained mostly silent publicly, adding to speculation and intrigue. Their management teams have reportedly been in discussions with streaming platforms to understand the scope of any potential issues and to plan strategic responses. Sources indicate that this careful approach reflects an understanding of how quickly public sentiment can shift and how reputational management is as important as legal compliance in high-profile controversies. The scandal highlights the tension between innovation and accountability in the digital music era. As platforms evolve, and as artists compete in increasingly complex ecosystems, the use of metrics to define success carries both opportunity and risk. The Drake and 21 Savage case exemplifies how modern technology can amplify influence but also expose vulnerabilities, making ethical choices and strategic thinking more important than ever. Ultimately, the unfolding situation serves as a critical moment for the music industry, shining a spotlight on streaming practices, fan perception, and the ethical dimensions of digital success. Whether verified or disputed, the implications are far-reaching, impacting artists, platforms, fans, and the very metrics that define achievement in today's music landscape. the story continues to unfold, with industry insiders, legal experts, and fans alike watching closely to see what consequences will follow. As the alleged bot scandal surrounding Drake and 21 Savage gained traction, the music industry and public alike began to confront the broader implications of artificial streaming. Analysts argue that the controversy underscores how dependent the industry has become on numbers and data to define success. Streaming counts now drive everything, from chart rankings and playlist placements to advertising revenue, sponsorship deals, and touring opportunities. In this context, the use of bots, if verified, would not just be a matter of inflated metrics but a fundamental disruption of the mechanisms that determine visibility, credibility, and influence in the digital age. Competitors have been vocal, sharing reactions across social media platforms and in interviews. Some emerging artists express frustration at what they perceive as an uneven playing field, highlighting the difficulty of competing organically when high-profile artists might allegedly manipulate streams. Veteran musicians and industry observers have chimed in, emphasizing that credibility, fan engagement, and authenticity are just as critical as chart positions. Their commentary reflects a growing awareness that numbers alone are no longer sufficient indicators of talent, reputation, or staying power. Fans have fueled the story's virality, creating a whirlwind of reactions online. Clips analyzing streaming data, memes mocking unusual chart jumps, and commentary videos dissecting suspicious patterns have flooded platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Debate over the ethics of artificial streaming has dominated conversations, with supporters defending Drake and 21 Savage by pointing to industry pressures and critics condemning what they see as manipulative tactics that undermine genuine engagement. The polarizing nature of the allegations ensures that discussions continue to trend across feeds, increasing public scrutiny of both artists and streaming platforms. Industry insiders note that platforms are taking the allegations seriously. While streaming services have historically addressed smaller-scale manipulations, the sheer scope of this situation reportedly warrants deeper investigations. Analysts suggest that platforms may employ advanced detection algorithms, account verification checks, and behavioral analysis to identify unusual streaming patterns. If anomalies are confirmed, consequences could range from removal of inflated streams and playlist adjustments to fines, suspensions, or retroactive recalibration of chart positions. The results could impact both revenue streams and reputational standing for the artists involved. Legal experts warn that the case could have significant ramifications beyond charts. While purchasing bots may not violate criminal law in all jurisdictions, contracts, platform policies, and digital consumer protection laws could introduce consequences. For example, endorsement deals and sponsorship agreements often include clauses tied to performance metrics, and artificially inflated streams could lead to disputes or adjustments. Lawyers note that any platform action or formal acknowledgement of the alleged bot activity could set a precedent, signaling to the wider industry the importance of compliance and transparency. The media's role in shaping perception cannot be overstated. Coverage across music blogs, news outlets, and social media commentary has amplified the narrative, creating a cycle where public opinion exerts pressure on both artists and streaming platforms. Analysts emphasize that perception often holds as much weight as verified data, influencing everything from brand partnerships to collaborations. In this climate, even rumors or unverified claims can have lasting consequences, making reputation management and strategic communication essential for high-profile artists. Meanwhile, Drake and 21 Savage have largely remained silent publicly, allowing speculation and online discourse to dominate the narrative. Sources close to the artists suggest that management teams are closely monitoring platform investigations and preparing for potential outcomes. The strategic silence reflects an understanding that public perception, legal considerations, and digital metrics all interact in complex ways. Missteps in messaging could exacerbate the situation, so careful planning and controlled responses are seen as critical to navigating the controversy effectively. The scandal also highlights a systemic issue: the reliance on streaming as the primary measure of success. While digital metrics provide insight into popularity and reach, they are vulnerable to manipulation, whether intentional or accidental. Critics argue that overemphasis on numbers can create incentives for artificial practices, while others contend that this is simply a byproduct of a competitive, technology-driven music landscape. Either way, the situation has sparked urgent conversations about ethics, accountability, and how the industry defines achievement. Ultimately, the alleged bot activity is more than just a story about inflated streams. It represents a reckoning for the music industry. The controversy exposes vulnerabilities, ethical dilemmas, and the high stakes of operating in a streaming-first environment. As investigations continue and public scrutiny intensifies, the consequences for Drake, 21 Savage, and the broader ecosystem remain uncertain. But one thing is clear: the conversation around fairness, authenticity, and accountability in music has reached a new level, with implications that will likely resonate for years to come. As the bot controversy surrounding Drake and 21 Savage continues to dominate headlines, the broader implications for their careers and the music industry are becoming increasingly clear. Public backlash has been swift and unrelenting, with fans, critics, and fellow artists weighing in across social media platforms. Many have expressed disbelief that such prominent figures in music could allegedly resort to artificially inflating their streaming numbers, framing it as a betrayal of trust for a fan base that has supported them for years. Online discussions range from analytical breakdowns of streaming data to emotional commentary about fairness, authenticity, and the ethics of competition in the digital music era. Competitors in the industry have also responded, often subtly, through both social media commentary and strategic positioning. Emerging artists emphasize the importance of organic engagement, highlighting the challenges of competing when chart metrics may be manipulated. Veteran musicians and industry observers have spoken out, calling attention to the need for transparency and accountability. These reactions underscore the broader consequences of the alleged scandal, suggesting that what might have begun as a numbers game could ultimately reshape expectations for ethical behavior across the industry. Streaming platforms are facing significant pressure to investigate and respond appropriately. Reports suggest that advanced analytics teams are reviewing suspicious account activity, anomalous streaming patterns, and potential violations of platform policies. Depending on their findings, the consequences could be extensive: retroactive removal of inflated streams, chart recalibrations, temporary suspensions, or even permanent bans for accounts involved in manipulation. For artists like Drake and 21 Savage, any corrective action could affect revenue streams, playlist visibility, and public perception, highlighting the delicate balance between digital influence and integrity. The legal ramifications are equally complex. While the purchase of bots may not constitute a criminal offense in all jurisdictions, it could trigger contractual and regulatory consequences. Endorsement deals, sponsorship agreements, and label contracts often include performance clauses tied to measurable metrics such as streaming numbers and chart positions. If these metrics are proven to be inflated artificially, disputes could arise, potentially leading to financial penalties or renegotiation of deals. Entertainment lawyers have noted that the outcome of this situation could set a precedent for how artificially inflated streaming activity is addressed in the future, influencing both current and emerging artists. Media coverage has amplified the story further, transforming it into a global conversation about ethics, credibility, and fairness in music. Every new report, leaked document, or insider commentary adds fuel to the discussion, creating a cycle where public perception and data analysis interact. In today's digital-first industry, perception often shapes opportunity as much as metrics, meaning that even unverified claims can have significant consequences for reputation, collaborations, and market influence. Drake and 21 Savage, despite their status, are not immune to the impact of public sentiment. The controversy has also sparked discussions about the systemic pressures that drive artists toward questionable practices. Streaming numbers dictate visibility, influence algorithmic playlist placements, and often determine promotional opportunities. For high-profile artists in a hyper-competitive landscape, the temptation to leverage technological loopholes can be immense. Critics argue that the emphasis on quantifiable success over artistic integrity creates an environment where manipulation becomes an appealing shortcut, while supporters suggest that industry competition necessitates creative strategies to maintain relevance. fans continue to play a pivotal role in shaping the narrative. Viral clips, memes, and discussion threads dissecting chart anomalies have made the story a trending topic across multiple platforms. Supporters defend the artists, citing the intensity of the streaming era and industry pressures, while detractors emphasize accountability and ethical responsibility. The polarized reactions demonstrate the influence of public engagement on the perception of credibility and the importance of trust in sustaining a long-term career in music. Ultimately, this controversy serves as a defining moment for both Drake, 21 Savage, and the music industry at large. It exposes the vulnerabilities inherent in a streaming-driven model, highlights ethical dilemmas in competitive environments, and underscores the critical role of transparency and accountability. As investigations continue and public scrutiny intensifies, the long-term implications for chart integrity, fan loyalty, and industry norms will become clearer. One thing is certain: the story has sparked a global conversation about the intersection of technology, influence, and ethics in music, and its impact will be felt across the industry for years to come. The situation is a reminder that in today's music landscape, success is measured not just in streams, sales, or awards, but in trust, credibility, and authenticity. While Drake and 21 Savage have achieved unprecedented levels of fame and influence, the controversy illustrates that even the most powerful figures are subject to scrutiny, consequences, and the evolving expectations of fans, peers, and the industry. As the dust settles, the industry will watch closely, learning lessons about accountability, transparency, and the responsibility that comes with being at the top of the digital music world. The music world is buzzing after the shocking allegations that Drake and 21 Savage may have used bots to inflate streaming numbers like never before. Fans, critics, and artists are all weighing in, and the conversation shows no signs of slowing down. Are charts truly reflecting talent? Or have digital manipulations changed the game entirely? Join the debate and let your voice be heard. Share your thoughts on whether streaming numbers should be trusted, and how this controversy could impact the credibility of the music industry. Who do you think is most affected? Fans, competitors, or the artists themselves? Social media is exploding with discussions, memes, and analysis, and your take matters. Follow for updates, behind-the-scenes insights, and viral reactions as the story unfolds. Share this with friends, tag your favorite artists, and stay in the loop, because this isn't just a music story. It's a wake-up call for the streaming era.